How's it going, everyone? Alright, today we got another storage. So say you're running out of some storage in your PC, but you don't want to do a NAS, because a NAS requires a motherboard of some sort. So, and network, of course. So if you don't want to do it that way, I do have another option that I have been working on. If this is something that you want to do, let me know. I will be working on this and posting videos about it. It is not complete, more or less a demonstration on what you can do. I did make this work. I am using a Lenovo ThinkCentre M710E. Took a power supply out of an old Dell that roughly was the same size as this. The back part here, it's not the same screw layout, so I did have to drill out a couple spots. I will have to do the top, but right now I do have three. I did drill one through the side there, put a flush mount screw on it, so that's kind of nice, which holds this all nice and square, which is really nice as well. This right here is solid, power supply is not going anywhere. So the idea with this is not a network attached storage, so it's not going to be a NAS. It's going to be literally beside your PC, either standing up on its feet. If I had the other side panel on, it has feet on the side panel, it would just sit beside your PC. Now what I'm using this power supply for is strictly hard drives, so we can go up to 200 watts on this power supply for hard drives on this power supply. So that's kind of nice. We will not be able to fit enough hard drives in here to do that many watts, of course. But all I did was I took the SATA from a modular power supply and I soldered on the connections onto the SATA, so it has two SATA. This power supply normally would just be able to power two hard drives. I cut that one SATA and I wired it up to the SATA on here. As soon as you plug it in, I will be making it so as soon as I turn on my PC, that it will turn on this power supply basically. So you can get a connector like this right now, just more or less to make it work. I'm just using a ground power basically. It's just a power button on. It just makes it so the power supply goes on all the time. You can do it with any 24 pin or whatever goes into your motherboard. It could be 20 pin or something like that, 18, and it's going to be the green and the black. I do believe you can do any green and black and it will technically work, but if you do just the green and black on the 15 and 16, I believe it is here, that's all you need to do. That's it. Oh, it could be the, yeah, it is 15, yeah, pin 15 and 16 on the 24 pin. So basically, as soon as I put the power to this, it will give me power to SATA. What can I do with that? I can power up an SSD. I can simply power up an SSD with that. Boom. What do you know? Plug this in with a SATA connector. And what I'll eventually be doing is making it so I'll get these female to female ends for SATA, and I'm hoping they make female to female ends, and I'll be making bracket here with the female to female end on this opening here. I'm going to try to make this look as clean as possible in the front. This find was kind of nice. It was the only real damage was the top there with a little bit of scratches, which is kind of nice. The rest of it's actually really good. So, and the front's really good too. Very, very minimal damage on it, which is nice. I might be able to buff a lot of this out, maybe, hopefully. That one's rough. But yeah, for the front here, right now I can make it so it can hold 5 hard drives. I can power 5 hard drives. I can split the other SATA off of the power and add in 4 more, so I could do 8 total. From what I've been able to hold in here, I could do 4 here and 4 over here, not with a hard drive enclosure though. So this right here was just a test to see what kind of height it was doing in that. Yeah, I know I've already checked it for the clearance for the top and bottom here, and I figured, you know, cut that down, you know, get rid of all these high spots and that. It still won't fit with any kind of clearance. I'll have to make some sort of shims and make them so they stack right on top of each other, and I can do 4 high that way. Or I was thinking about either taking some of these like hard drive enclosures, which hold, or hard drive bays, whatever you want to call them. What I can do there is I can cut along a certain spot on each one here, and that way I can make it so each one of these can hold a hard drive, and I can put it in place, and I can take another sheet of metal, put that on top, put another hard drive, sheet of metal, kind of like that. That way everything, I can make sure everything's screwed in. I like to make sure everything's screwed in nicely. It's not going to go anywhere. So what I figured there, and I tested this all yesterday, tested it with all my old hard drives, and I figured out I had a dead hard drive. I did not know my 2 terabyte was a dead hard drive. That really sucks. So my old Toshiba, it's no longer with us. Yeah, so I do have the NAS that I made the video about, the cleaning and going through how I'm setting up the hard drives and all that. I still have that. I'm going to be finishing up the video on that using Unraid TrueNAS, and why I use TrueNAS. This right here, like I said, is a new thing. I haven't found any research of people doing something like this, so I would like to finish this kind of thing off. Again, I'm going to be trying to make it look as nice as possible. Make sure everything connects in. I can literally just be able to take, what I'm hoping is to be able to take something like this, like a stack of hard drives, and be able to put it in and then lock it in somehow, and or screw it to the side panel here where it won't intrude on the actual closing. Which I'll have to keep this back still, something like this, and there'll be another set here. I have to get rid of some stuff here, but yeah, I'll just have to get, so I can set another stack here. Bunch of female SATA connector here that you can literally just plug from with the shorter. I don't have any shorter connectors to show you here, which I'll just do a connect from here to here. Boom. All these right here can just something like this beside your PC after you're done, right? And all the SATAs are plugged in on this side, right? So boom, over there there'll be another stack here, 4 SATA connectors in the front here to the females, and then from there you can literally take this anywhere you want with all of your hard drives, 8 hard drives total when you're done, using one of these smaller Lenovo, or could be even Dell. Right now I'm just using, like I said, the Lenovo ThinkCentre M710E, I believe it's called. And yeah, so you can do that and just put it wherever you want. You can put it wherever you, beside your PC. Grab one of these longer connectors, SATA connectors here if you want. You can braid them up basically with either zip ties or whatever kind of cable sleeving you want. You can make a stack of these, 8 total. Like I said, you can fit 8 total in one of these cases. You will have to figure out your own kind of hard drive mounting in it. If you have a 3D printer, that would help a lot. You can just, like I said, grind off any high spots here, 3D print up some bays, and then like screw them off with flush mount screws. These cases have some pretty decent thick metal, and they're bent in certain ways that make these cases fairly rigid. As soon as I mounted the power supply here, again, this is not the power supply for it. As soon as I mounted this power supply to it, it's rigid. It's not going anywhere. It's kind of nice. But if you had a 3D printer, you could print up your own hard drive bays here, figure out like a screw pattern layout. You can even do a single box that you can make that sleeve for this here, and you can plug that right into the female as well. And from there, you can move this. You can move your hard drives wherever you want. Because let's say you have a smaller PC, you can't fit a whole lot of hard drives, and you have a NAS. Well, NAS, like I said, you gotta have true NAS. You have to have unraid. You have to have unraid running it. True NAS there. You gotta have, like I said, motherboard. The power supply has to run that. You can't have a whole lot of hard drives in it. With this, it's just a hard drive enclosure that gets powered by a power supply, and they're generally 200 watts. No problem for hard drives. No problem. Each hard drive will run maybe 10 watts, 15. And you take these pins, you can figure out. These ones here are fairly easy. It's, you know, your black, red, black, yellow. Just lets you know what kind of if there's power going through each one of these. Is it's ground or neutral. Same thing with these here. Even though they're black, you can figure them out yourself. Even though they're black, you gotta watch it. Sometimes modular power supplies have their own pin layout through the actual PSU. So this one here, by the time it got to the front, it took one of the reds. No, it took one of the blacks and switched it to the side. So it was a black, red, yellow. So all I had to do is just switch those around. Boom. Solder those connectors together. Again, right now I'm just using a actual shorter. It just shorts out this power supply, so that way it just turns on as soon as you plug a power connector into it. I do want to make it so you can get one of these things. I believe it's one of these, or it's an actual thing I got to solder onto a board, like an Arduino. And then what I would do is you just hit the power button on your PC, if you're one of the people that always turns off their PCs. So all your hard drives will go back to sleep and not run 24/7. With this, it runs 24/7. Your hard drives will run even if your PC is off. So I want to get one of those Arduino type things where you press the power supply, or you press your power on your PC, and it will turn on this. Which, when this turns on, since these are always going to be connected to your PC, you got full storage in a very small case, because you can't get these super slims. Like, very small case, in a very small case for 8 drives that you can move around. For this one here, you can either lay on the side. Let's just unplug these. So yeah, basically, like I said, you can even do an SSD style, which you can plug way more in, but you would have to do like a RAID card or something like that off of your motherboard, because I believe most motherboards can maybe hold 6 SATA, I believe, max. I do believe they have pin layouts for other type of SATAs, but I don't believe any of the newer boards have any of those anymore. But yeah, you can like I said, if you had a 3D printer, you could 3D print storage bays for this up so high. You don't want to do it too tight though, because you would have to figure out much room these have to, like that. So yeah, you'd have to figure out that's probably the max bend each one of these can do, and then you figure out the height. Figure out stacks. You can do you could probably do 4. You can probably do a total of 16 SSDs and something like this. That'd be really lightweight. Be really fast too. Ooh, that'd be fun to do. But yeah, I'm gonna do the hard drive. I've tried to start ripping it out, but yeah, no. If you rip this paneling off of the back, it makes some nasty dents. So I'm not gonna do that. I'm just gonna get everything right down flush. But yeah, so if I show you, this thing can just be literally put beside your PC when it's done. Oh, forgot about the SSD. So you can either have it standing up. You can have it standing up. So it does have feet for that. For me, I like to have my hard drives like nice and flat and horizontal, and with as much shock absorbers as possible. So what I will be doing, these feet go all the way through into these panels, kind of sucks. So I might just grind them off and see what kind of fill I can do. Like body fill for like cars and that, like Bondo of some sort. Yeah, but I'll want to do some nice feet on this side. Couple nice rubber shock absorbing feet on this side I'll probably do, because I want to do mine laying down. For some, they don't have that much space. I have enough space. You can just stand it up, and then you can just move it around whatever you want. And you can plug it in. Simply just plug that in. Plug in all 8. And voila. Instead of having NAS, you can literally get just make yourself a storage bay beside your computer. And you can literally just, if you want for now, just do what I did with the power supply. If you don't have like a case that you can fit anything, or if you're just working on a case and you need the storage, you can just keep the power supply out for now and just use the actual connectors on like your hard drives, and either in a closure or bay, or just singles. And you can just leave it outside beside your PC, have it all connect up, plugged in. It'll be good enough for now until you figure out what you're doing with it. For me, I've already kind of figured out most of the layout. I do want to give this thing a complete strip of the paint and paint it all up. Same thing with the power supply. The hard drives I will not be painting at all. I'm hoping to have a total of 16 terabytes. I'm not rich, so I don't have big storage. But each time I fill one of these up, I can just take it out and put it with put wherever I want for storage. And that way, if anything goes wrong with let's say YouTube channel or something like that, I can just pull that hard drive back out, plug it back in, and Bob's your uncle. I can upload everything again, no problem. Yeah, so I'm glad. I'm real happy about this. Everything's fitting really nice. I'm glad I found this power supply out of an old Dell that works. Like I said, I did have to cut this. It's a pretty good cut actually, with some tin snips and a little bit of patience. I was able to cut that nice, drill out a couple new holes. Back here, I probably will either cut some of this out and then bend it to make it look nicer, and then I could put some fans. I would like to put a couple small fans on this side here. I'm going to try to figure out what I'm going to do with this here. This right here was for like a small GPUs, small form factor GPUs. It's a weird motherboard that was in it. But yeah, that's it for this video today. Let me know in the comment section below what you think about this idea. If this is something that you would like to do. Like I said, you can just pick up. It doesn't even matter if this is working. Most times the power supplies work. I got unlucky and the power supply didn't work. So I've been looking around for, like I said, cheap power supplies that can work for this. Just this thickness, really. And looking on eBay to try to find something that worked for it. Took me a long time. And to make it so that's as cheap as possible, that's what you gotta do. And once I'm done with this, it's just gonna go beside my PC, all plugged in, powered on. Then I won't have to worry about having a monster PC like that Antec P100. That Antec P100 case that I worked on there. That was a monster case. Most times people don't want to have a monster case like that. So now you can just keep your small form factor PC, and you can make yourself a small form factor strictly hard drive. Stick beside it, or stick on top of it, or lay this down, stick your PC on top of it. Keep your footprint small. Let me know in the comment section below if you have thought about doing something like this, if you have done something like this. It's new for me, that's for sure. And don't forget to get her done.